Hello and welcome to the Migraine Diaries, a week-by-week account of the making of my game Scotoma and the reason why I no longer talk to any of my friends. So now we know where I'm up to, I can start doing some actual updates. In recent weeks I've been hard on the flowchart trail in draw.io, setting out how the mechanics of the game work for my programmer. It's easy to be taken with overarching concepts and sort of nebulous ideas without getting down to the nitty-gritty of how it might actually work. I've been guilty of that, so now I'm doing it. I'm thinking a lot about whether it actually will work. I have some worries about it, but this is the time to find out. A quick aside, I finally discovered visual scripting through Playmaker, and it's well exciting. So, to the flowcharting. It's all about communication in this case. The programmer doesn't know what's been gently simmering in the fetid cauldron of my mind, so it needs sketching out. I've been mainly working on what you can do with the PCs in the various deserted or not so deserted offices, because they will hold a lot of information. As I mentioned before, I had this in mind before her story surfaced, but the game just proved to me that the idea of document searching was a good one, so I'm going to run with it. Nailing down the details of the interactive elements felt sort of curiously final when I was doing it, but of course things will no doubt change and mutate as the prototyping goes on, and it's an exciting stage, and I'll be working on it as much as possible in between regular work. Yes, I'm back at the grindstone. Freelance on 8-Bit Apes Dungeon Crawl, a visit to this year's EGX Rezzed. If you see me, say hello, especially if you're in the podcast, the live podcast recording of the computer game show on Sunday at 4. And also a spot I've got at a comedy open mic. So busy times, but I like it that way. Finally, I've been pondering on what it takes to stoke interest in the game as it develops. Obviously, the Migraine Diary is a part of that, and I'm going to give it till about 20 to 25 episodes, and if the numbers still aren't great, I might rethink it. You can't really be precious about these things. And as a one-man marketing team, at least at the moment, I've got to choose what I'm going to put my time into. It seems like short GIFs and sort of video clips play well on Twitter and Facebook. And as I have more to show on that front as development progresses, it may well be that the diaries get more attention in tandem. Really, marketing is the toughest nut to crack, as the indie scene is just drowning in games these days. But I'm not disregarding any options, and I am not giving up. So I should say, go to @FineExcuses for my personal feed, @ScotomaGame, for updates on the game. And there's also scotomagame.co.uk with a mailing list, so jump on that as well. As I said, seeing as that I'm kind of, still right at the beginning of development, I don't know if I can really judge how the diaries are doing if I haven't got actually that much to show. It's, in a way I haven't actually shown an awful lot of how the actual game is going to look for people to get excited about, so I'm taking it with a pinch of salt. Right, I'm done. Next week will no doubt be about updates, but I'm also looking forward to doing a breakdown of my favourite horror films soon as well, and possibly a series about the much abused Hellraiser franchise, because I've seen all of the films, even though a lot of them are shit. And I would love to go over that. Anyway, stay tuned, you big weirdos.